I'm pulling up on you, nigga. Put some respect on my name. Put some respect on my name. Put some respect on my... See, that's how I want my life to go all this year. 2022, I want my life to... Put some respect on my name. Put some respect on my name. That's how I want my life to go, girl. So good morning. So this is what we're going to call interlude. Because I talk to y'all all the time about stuff that I talk to other people about that drives me crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm getting ready for work because I got to be there at 3 because my client that I was taking care of, honey, she expired yesterday. So I got a new one for today. It's like 4 or 5 hours in the evening. I don't give a damn as long as I'm getting paid. I don't care. But nevertheless, I'm going to show y'all my morning routine, and we're going to talk about some of this crazy stuff that people been talking to me about and had the nerve to ask me my opinion on. So as you listen, like, comment, subscribe, girl, and let's get to this interlude. We're going to call this the interlude because, child, I got to stop talking to these people. I was talking to some ladies recently, and we were just talking. And the one lady, she was just like, well, she didn't just say Monica. She was just talking to everybody, but just so happened I was there. And she was like, well, my boyfriend... he don't like taking baths in tap water. I'm like, oh, okay. So maybe they got that little water softener thing, expensive thing, or whatever the thing. No. She told me, she said, he liked taking baths in river water. Okay. Now, we got a lot of rivers around here in Ohio, okay? We got rivers in Ohio. Let's normalize that. But it's December. It's not even December. Monica, crazy. It's January. Where are you going to get some unfrozen water in the river in Ohio to take a bath in? Okay, nevertheless, you got to sleep with him. I don't. And so that was my opinion on that. But then she told me, she said, well, I have to get ready to talk to him. I'm like, what you got to talk to him about? Okay, before I go any further, this is that Ambi I was telling y'all about, that facial scrub that I've been using for my face or whatever. So we're going to use some of that. Okay, turn this water off, damn you. So it looks like this. And so what I do is I normally just put it on. It's black soap, so we'll put it on there. She was like, I be wanting to, have relations with him. She said, but his narcos smell bad. I'm like, what? She was like, his narcos smell bad. And she said he always want me, to give him a job. I'm like, wait a minute, wait, what? I'm like, so you telling me that this man do not take baths on a regular basis, but he wants you to, give him a job? She was like, yeah. I said, so what do you do? She was like, Monica, I just go ahead and give it to him. So keep in mind, I'm like a fair person. I'm very fair. I let that dry in some. Now I'm going to rinse it off. I'm very fair. I was going to listen to her whole story, but when she said that she gave it to him anyway, and his balls smell like, no, girl, I said, girl, what? She's like, Miss Veronica, I'd rather give it to him like that and then avoid an argument. We gonna argue, honey, because we gonna argue. I'm not getting ready, you don't smell my ass, I ain't getting ready to smell yours. I get that you want to be nature lovers and all this old extra shit and kill bears and shit and deer and shit and eat whatever the fuck you eat, but let me tell you something, George. Don't you ever think that you get ready to put your nuts in my face and they smell like that, girl. I was like, girl, that's disrespectful. I don't know how y'all feel about this, but to me, disrespectful. Totally. I had to sit down. On me still talking to this girl, I should have just left that conversation alone. But no, she had round 2. I'm like, oh, okay, girl. Whatever. She's like, okay. She's like, Miss Monica, he took all the soap out of the house because he want her to take a bath in regular water. Nothing but water, regular water. Now, keep in mind, I'm very fair. I said that before. But why is you taking the soap, fool? Why? You not getting ready to have me. I am a grown woman. I am not. Women smell themselves first. Let's get that in your head. Women smell themselves first. Now, before I go any further, you know how I am. I'm going to show y'all what I'm using. This is that Crest 3D white stuff. I found this at the Dollar Tree for $1. Yes, I did. So I brushed my teeth with this because I do have goats and they have to be shining so bright. You know what I'm saying? So she's steadily going. Not only did he want her to take a bath in regular water, He don't want her to use deodorant. No deodorizing soap, no deodorizing hoo-ha stuff, no deodorizing nothing. I'm like, girl, what kind of house is it smelling like over there? She like, well, Miss Monica, you know, he like that natural scent. He like the scent of a natural. He like everything to smell like what it's supposed to. I'm trying to keep it clean, girl. Help me out, Jesus. I don't know what to do at this point. But nevertheless, I would listen to this heifer story. Because right now I'm getting upset because I was just like, what the? So what I'm going to use now is this Ambi Fade Cream. And it looks like this. Now, I'm not using the other one today. I always switch up because I don't want my skin to get burnt out with that other stuff. As you can see, my neck is lightening up. The circles around my eyes is lightening up. But I'm going to use this because it's for dry skin. So I'm going to use this now. So I asked her, I said, so what you telling me is that this man is wanting everything to have a natural scent. She said, yeah. I said, did he tell you why he wanted it like that? Or is this a preference of his? Or, you know, do we need to call the sheriff department? What we need to do? She was like, no. She was like, he liked the natural scent of a woman. He liked that natural fragrance. Now listen. Your pH balance be off sometime, child. Sometimes your little friend down there, she'll knock on your door. Hello, I'm down here. I smell like what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But how is it that that's okay with you? He's supposed to be able to meet you in a gray area. I mean, if that's what he want, okay. I'm not getting ready to go and venture off into her personal life because I should have been minding my business. I should have just walked off when her husband is one of those ones that got one of those long beards. She said that when he eat up Joe's Bar and Grill, he don't wash his face. He don't wash the hair on his chin. Because her fragrance, helps his beard grow. And I said, so you don't use soap, you don't use nothing but water, y'all don't use deodorant and stuff like this. He take a bath in river water that's icy, look like slushy, and stuff like this. And he eats at Joe's Bar and Grill and leave that on his face all day. And he works for a construction company. Now listen. I have to stop talking to these here folks because I don't get it. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Stop me if I'm wrong. Go in the comments right now and tell me if the hell I'm wrong. But I've always had this creepy thought like, okay, I'm a bigger girl. I don't never want to have to call 911 because my husband chose, you know, to eat at Joe's Bar and Grill or some shit. And I had to sit and do CPR because he the dad down there no, girl. Because when you sit down with women, ladies, you already know what I'm going to say. When you sit down, your lady friend will tell you whether or not you did something wrong or you skipped a part or you didn't hit no water or something. She would. Then you got to go in the bathroom after women and you can actually smell the woman that was there before. So, no, girl, no. I told her, I said, honey, listen. Miss Monica gonna tell you when you right, you wrong. Because what if you had to squat him out and they ask you what happened? You gonna sound like the girl in the color purple talking about, how did he die? On top of me. No, girl. Get that stuff fixed, girl. Don't listen to him. Get some unfragrant stuff and use it for your choo-choo mama. Okay? We're not gonna do that, child, in 2022. But that brings me to another topic, child. Okay. I listened to a podcast. When I was listening to this podcast, it was 6 men. And on this podcast, each man had a conversation about women. Now, ladies, we have conversations about them as well. But this conversation took place on a podcast, Jesus, about hair. Hair down there. And this is what they was talking about. So the first man, he was like, oh no. He was like, I prefer for her to cut her hair down. Not off, but down. It has to still have hair on it, but I want it cut down. The other man was like, why? He was like, because I like that furry feeling. The furry feeling, fur. I'm like, oh, okay, this is getting ready to be good. So I'm going to have to sit down for this one. You know what I'm saying? Then he went on. I got to asking questions. And see, that's where I think I go wrong at. I be wanting input because my mind is, the way my mind is set up, I get inquisitive. When I get inquisitive, I want to know. So I get to asking questions like, ladies, how do y'all feel about shaving? Now, me, on the other hand, I would say me first. I told them, I said, I have to be shaved completely. I don't like all that extraness down there. I want to be just like this. That's my thing. Then the other lady, she came and she was like, well, Monica, she was like, I don't know how I feel about that. She said, because I normally give it a fade. She said, I normally give it a fade or I give it a line. And I asked her, I said, why? She was like, because she said that some man that she was with, the reason why she don't cut all her hair off is because he said to her, the reason why he didn't like it when she cut all her hair off was because it made him feel like he was with a little girl. Now, that kind of threw me. That threw me because I wouldn't have never imagined that he would have thought like that. I mean, I don't get it. Listen, I would have never thought of that. But then we got to talking more, and we was listening to the podcast, and in the podcast, the man said him and his significant other was out dancing at the club. Break it down. Okay, they was out. They went to go eat. Then they went home, and then he said that he stopped her from going to take a shower from them being out all night dancing at the club, in a hot club with other people dancing. She's sweaty. He said that he stopped her from taking a shower, and he did her with her natural musk on her. Now, that's where the argument would have started with me from. Because at the end of the day, if I don't want to smell me, I don't want you to smell me. And this is how I said it. I don't think that was appropriate. If that's his preference, okay, that's your preference. That's not mine. He wouldn't have never stopped me. But yet it's still another lady that was in the same room that I was in talking to us. She said, Monica, but I understand why he said that. And I said, why? She said, because some men are attracted to the natural scent of a woman. Okay, no, Jesus, no. I don't get it. I didn't get it. I just didn't get it. I have to stop talking to these people because they are totally confusing this. Then went on to the fourth guy. The fourth guy said that he was with a woman. He took her out of town for 2 weeks. He said she only packed the bag with 3 pair of underwear in it. For 2 weeks, 3 pair of underwear. Which I'm sure that they had stores wherever they was at, but nevertheless, I wasn't there. It wasn't my party. Okay, he said he took her on a trip with him for 2 weeks. She only had 3 pair of panties. But he took her to the store and she bought panty liners. And then the other man asked him, why did she buy the panty liners? He said because when she ran out of panties, he said she would put on a panty liner and she would change the panty liner every day, but not the panties. He said that even though she was taking a bath, she was still clean. Now, I didn't get that either. How is that possible? I mean, what are we doing here? What is this? Ladies. See, if it wasn't 9:22 a.m., I would have had a drink by now because I don't get that. How is that clean? I don't get it. Yo chimichanga, yo chalupa is sitting on those panties. Whether or not that panty liner is in between there, it's no. Ooh. Bitch. Corvette, just like that. What are you doing, Jesus? What are you doing, girl? What? I said, These are not, I don't get, what? I just couldn't, what? Please join me in the comments with this one. I could not understand what the hell was happening with these ladies that these men was with because they was openly talking about the mistakes that these women was making. And I just didn't get why they thought that it was okay. It's not okay. My husband would not confirm to that. Jesus, my husband would not. If you live with a gynecologist, I'm going to say this. If you live with a man, woman, or whoever, your partner. We're going to say your partner. Because, whatever. Okay. If you're watching the movie, they're going to put their head on your lap. And 9 times out of 10, every now and again, they're going to turn. smell. But if you got the right kind of partner, they either when you walk past, they're going to flick your dress up or they're going to touch your cootie cat or something. You don't want that, Jesus, that accident to happen. And then they look at you like, you don't want that to happen. So I didn't get that. I was just totally blown. That blew me. When I say it blew me, I was blown. I was blown because I thought to myself, my mother would have never went for that. My mother would have never went for that. If you had the right kind of mother, she told you. But if you got the right kind of man, he's going to tell you. He's going to say like, baby, girl, what is this? You know what I'm saying? He's going to say something. He's not going to let it ride. If you got the right kind of man. It was a 6th man for me. It was man number 6 for me. He said that every woman that he has encountered, he asked about their body count. He said the reason why he asked about the body count is because he was with a woman. He took her to a family function. When he took her to the family function, not only had she slept with one of his cousins, she slept with 2. And then she was there with him. He was like, then that's when he started asking every woman from that woman on about her body count. And he said if she got more than a body count of 5, he don't want to mess with her. Now, keep in mind, I got upset about this one. Because first and foremost, I'm not going to check who your cousin is. Whether or not that girl walked into his family function and it was more than one of his relatives that she had been with or talked to or whatever the case may be, that didn't have nothing to do with him. He said that he constantly asked him over and over about the body count, who she been with and what to boop, blase scoop. It's none of your business, boy. Go to bed. But anyway, my whole thing is, okay, you asked me about my body count. I'm going to tell you one. I'm going to tell you one because it ain't none of your business. How is it okay for him to ask her about her body count and she can't ask him? For as many women as many men as she had been with, I can guarantee you he was with twice as many women that he had been with. So I don't think that was a fair question. I wouldn't have never asked it. And if you had to ask me about my body count, just know this, okay, coroner's office, you ain't going to be one of them. Because now you in my personal life. Now you in my business. Touch your nose because you in my business. I would have never answered that question. He'd been looking at me, I'd been looking at him. He'd been looking at me, I'd been looking at him. Boy, no, I'm not answering that question. Because how you going to ask me about my body count? Boy, go to bed. Go to bed. Okay, because after this, I'm gonna end this video. Okay, after this. But I gotta tell y'all this. The man that was holding the podcast, he told these men, these 6 men, he told them, he said, I don't do none of that other stuff. He said, my fetish with a woman is if she spends the night with me, I always steal her panties that she had on. And the man was asking, why did he steal her panties that she had on? The panties that she took off before they got the groove on. He take those panties. And the man was asking him, why do he prefer to take their panties? He said because he could be riding in the car. He could put the panties in his jacket just like he put his wallet in his jacket. And even if he's out on a date with another woman, every now and again he will put his hand down in his pocket, grab her panties and sniff them, and put them back in his pocket. He said the reason why he do that is because no woman smells alike. And he said he liked to smell what women like. Now he said he put them in a Ziploc bag, and he put their name on the bag, and he put them in a drawer that's separate from any one of his drawers in his room. And he said every now and again he'll pick a different pair of panties with another woman's name on it. And even if he's getting ready to have a sexual encounter with a different woman, it depends on which woman's panties he grabbed out of there, what kind of performance he put on with another strange woman. And I was like mortified. I was frozen the movie. Call me Elsa, because I was frozen. I said, what? He said that he do this frequently. Okay, now, I got to do better. I have to do better because to me, Hannibal Lecter, why is it that you got those panties in there, George? Why is that there? Why are you doing that? That's creepy to me. When he finished saying this stuff, by this time, I turned the podcast off because I didn't want to revisit none of this stuff that these men was talking about, because to me, I just couldn't believe some of the stuff that I was hearing. You mean to tell me in order for you to get it going. You got to smell somebody else's. Do you know what that drawer smell like by now? Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? But okay, that's just me. Okay. But nevertheless, this is what he was saying. And I looked at it objectively this time. Because if men are talking like this and they doing these things, women have no idea that they're doing it. Ladies, we have to be careful. We have to be careful of our body hygiene. We got to be careful of shaving, bald, cool, all that stuff. Whatever, I don't care. Do what you do. But these men are doing stuff that I just cannot believe. I just could not believe it. So, yeah, this is some of the stuff that was going on. You know, I'm fair. I'm fair. You know, so we're going to talk about this because I've every now and again in between stories, I like to just go ahead and talk to y'all. I like to go ahead and talk to y'all and keep y'all addressed on what has been getting and cluttering junk in my brain. Remember, I told y'all yesterday when I told the story about Margaret and the man in the window. I told y'all, I used y'all for therapy. These are some of the stuff that was in my mind that I have been holding on to since I heard this podcast the other day. Now, granted, ladies, we talk about a lot of stuff. But never not once have I ever thought that me being so inquisitive about something that it will cause me to actually keep thinking about this stuff over and over and over and over. Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff, yeah, I can understand, but some of the stuff I just couldn't. So we're going to talk about this in the comments. Yes, we are. We're going to talk about some of this in the comments, and we're going to keep moving forward. Now, keep in mind, I got a story to tell y'all because a young lady got in my a young lady too, as a matter of fact. Two got in my comment section, and one asked me about June and Willie divorced. I'm going to tell you that story. And then another one told me to tell y'all a funny story. And that's the story I'm going to tell y'all today, this afternoon, when I get some time. But nevertheless, I just like to sometimes just open the floor and let everybody just talk about stuff. Now, we need to talk about this. And keep in mind, watch this story over and over. This is not a story. I don't know what the fuck this is, but it's something. But watch it over and over. And I guarantee you, you're going to question yourself like, what the hell did Monica just say? Okay, but I had to say the same thing too. So, as y'all know, I'm going to say it before. I thank y'all for being here. And listen, we moving forward, baby. We moving forward. So like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.